Good morning, folks. The time is now 8:20 a.m. Mountain Standard Time on the 2nd of April, 2025. And you know what that means? That means that it must be the 3rd for our friends on the other side of the planet. That's right. And probably Thursday for them. It should follow. Oh, and since we're talking about those folks, I guess I should lean in and say, hello, Melbourne! How are you doing, folks? Not just the folks in Melbourne, the folks everywhere. I hope everybody's doing great today. My name is Lee. I'm the guy who started the group Well I Thought It Was Funny. I actually started 2 groups called Well I Thought It Was Funny, but we're not going to dwell on that. We're going to dwell on the group that we're in right now, the group that has 1,200 amazing members like you. And you, speaking of you, you are amazing. And you know how I know you're amazing? Speaking of this group, Well I Thought It Was Funny, you made it amazing. I created the framework, and it was your stuff, your posts, everything that you folks brought to the group that made the group amazing. So thank you for making us amazing. And you know what, 1,200 people, I gotta say, that'd be a nice sized village, wouldn't it? So let's call us what we are. We're the funniest village on the internet, population you and I, my friends. And you know what, we are funny people. We're living in a funny place, and we make people laugh every day. And I hear from people that tell me that this group is important to them. You know why it's important to them? Because of the stuff that you bring to the group, my friends. Cheers to us. We freaking rock. What are you doing today, my friends? I'm going to tell you what I'm doing today. And I'll tell you what I did yesterday, too, if you'd like. Today, nothing as far as I know. I'm sure there's something I'm going to end up doing, but I have no plans aside from working on this video. And I plan on getting this video out well before, I don't know, what was it, 2:30 Mountain Standard Time yesterday in the afternoon? That was crazy, or 1,400 hours, I guess. I am so sorry. You know, I had fun making yesterday's video. I really did. I had a great time making yesterday's video. But once I had it done, like everything recorded, and I had it put together, it took forever to get it sort of crunched into something cohesive, because I do have to pause and stuff like that. The first time I posted it, I had forgotten something important. So, no, that's not true. The first time I posted it, I actually posted the video from March 22nd. Crazy. The second time I posted it, there was no audio for probably about, I don't know, more than 3/4 of it. Maybe like 7/8 of the video had no audio whatsoever. So, of course, I had to take that down and fix that. And then I posted it again the third time. It worked, which reminds me of a little bit from Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Well, the king said it was daft to build a castle on a swamp, but I built it all the same, just to show him. It sank into the swamp, so I built a second one. That sank into the swamp. So I built a third one. That burned down, fell over, then sank into the swamp, but the fourth one stayed up.
But yeah, the third time it finally stuck. So there was that. Got that done yesterday. But also yesterday I did laundry all day. I cleaned everything in the house, my friends. Oh my gosh, if it could be cleaned in the washing machine, it was cleaned in the washing machine. It was one of those days where you just have the time and you just do it. I had the time while I was waiting for my computer to render video over and over again. So that's what I did yesterday. What are you doing today? You know, I heard from a couple of you. I heard from Rose Glad. She was telling me that the first obedience class with the new pooch went well. I knew it would. Dogs are smart, and that is one smart looking dog. Just a gorgeous looking dog. I expect that he's going to be the most amazing new member of your family. So glad you adopted him. Rose, I just got to say, I shared the pictures of those socks that you posted, not yesterday's video, the day before, and with my mom. My mom crochets, she doesn't knit. My mom can knit, but she's primarily crocheter, and she's just blown away. I think she actually left a message on that post too, on your comment. She's just blown away by that, by what you've created. We all are. I mean, it's just amazing. It looks like something that you would buy in the store, and I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that in a good way, that they look so professionally done. Rose, great job on bringing your new pooch to obedience lessons. I always think that's great and quite important. Especially for a rescue dog, because they may have some bad habits. I'm not telling you this, Rose. I'm telling the rest of the world. But yeah, I'm so glad. I am also so glad that you do share updates with us, Rose. I really like seeing them. I look forward to seeing them. And it's awesome when you do that. And like I said, once again, with those socks, I mean, you're just an artist. You're an amazing artist. And you also paint. Someday, if you want to share one of your paintings, let us know. But hey, you share a lot as it is, so I don't want to pry anymore. And then we also had Michelle Finnerty message us, letting us know that she went on a great walk. She goes on these amazing walks. And I'll tell you, I'm going to share that photo right there. She goes on these great walks. She lives in Massachusetts, so she's right between the ocean and the woods. And, it's sort of a perfect balance, it looks like, from her walks. Just fantastic. And she went to, I'm going to take a look here, my friends. Sorry for looking over the side. Went to Fort Taber Park. It's an old military fort, and it looks like it's a beautiful area. And she's looking like she wants to get back to it soon. So you're going to see the photos, the photo there. And thank you so very much, Michelle. Melissa Carnahan got back to me yesterday too, and she let us know that she had just got back from watching her grandson, or her boss as she calls him, Parker, and she was exhausted, so I hope she was able to rest. Melissa, I hope you were able to rest yesterday, get your energy stores back up, because something tells me you'll be back with the boss real soon, probably. But, we do appreciate when you get back to us. And, yesterday, in yesterday's video, I featured that new little bit, or hopefully a new little bit, about a movie that meant something special to me, that would bring me up from down, bringing me up. The movies that make you feel good. And I asked you about movies that make you feel good. Well, Lizzie Grin got back to me, and she mentioned a movie that I also mentioned in the video too, Blues Brothers. Absolutely, Lizzie. Absolutely. One of my favorite movies. It was one of those movies when I had cable. I haven't had cable for such a long time. But when I had cable, if I'm flipping through the channels, it doesn't matter where I was in the movie. If it was 2 minutes into the movie, or if there was 2 minutes left in the movie, or if it was right in the middle of the movie, I stopped channel surfing and I'm watching the rest of the movie. Absolutely love it. I bought it on 4K, and you know what? It makes my eyes bleed. It is so good. Okay, eyes bleeding isn't a good thing. It massages your eyes. It looks so amazing. It's a better way to put that, I guess. Looks fantastic. And the director's cut for that movie, Lizzie, I'm talking to you, and other people who are fans of that movie. I had not, being a huge fan of that movie, like, I'm talking, it's one of my favorite movies, definitely. I can't believe I never saw the director's cut until last year, or maybe it was, about 2 years ago I saw the director's cut, and it blew me away. There's not a whole bunch of stuff added to it, but there's some very key things added to it. You find out where Elwood got that spray glue that he uses to glue the accelerator pedal of the Good Old Boys, Winnebago. That's actually a pretty cool scene, because it adds another level to a character that you didn't know. I'm not going to tell you what that scene is, because you might want to go back and watch it. And also when they first get to Elwood's apartment after picking up Jake from jail, and they park in the garage, and this is a very tiny garage. Okay, I'm not going to go into that too much either, but it's freaking hilarious. It really is. Yeah, what a great movie. That's a great one, Lizzie. I thank you for bringing that up. I'd love to hear from other folks. What are movies that make you feel good? What are movies that you can watch when you're feeling down that they're going to bring you up? I'd like to hear about that from you folks too. And I think next Tuesday, as long as I don't get tangled up in a bunch of other stuff, I'm going to do that again with another movie that I really like, that I'd like to showcase and maybe show off to you folks. And maybe some of you haven't seen it. It'll be a little bit different movie, a little bit more obscure, I think, on Tuesday. Oh, and Lizzie, and I'm glad to hear that you just watched Meatballs recently too. It's always been one of my favorite, always. Since 1981, it's been one of my favorite movies, and it just gets me right here. And not like indigestion, but like in that spot where it makes you feel like you're human, because I'm a people, just like you. Yeah, great movie. And I'm glad you got somebody responded to that little bit that I put in, because I actually put a lot more effort into that little movie segment than it might look like, because I know it looked kind of trashy, but it took a lot of work. So I'm going to do it again next week, trying to make it a little smoother, and I do want to hear about your movies, my friends. What are the movies that make you feel good? All right, friends, guess what? It's time to showcase a couple of great posts by a couple of great folks like you. Now, I've got a post from Corey Buckner, a very good friend of mine. You've heard that name before. And I got a post from Donna Fletcher, and I believe this is the first time I've featured a post from Donna. Let's start off with Corey's post, because that's alphabetically correct. So, Corey, we're going to bring up your post right away, and this made me laugh so hard. Oh my God, it's ridiculous. And it's ridiculous that I laughed as hard as I did, but I did, because it's one of those stupid funny things. Corey, you can make me laugh, and this made me laugh, my friends. Thank you very much. And I was just talking to Corey a few minutes ago about some big news anyways, so maybe he's watching this. So thanks, Corey. Thanks for making me laugh again. Corey, by the way, folks, my friend Corey, he has the awesomest community that he's created of artists. Go check it out at collections.com. That's colextions.com. You'll see some great art there, and Corey himself is a great artist. Check out his art. Corey, thanks for supporting the group. You always have been a huge supporter, and thanks for that post, my friend. Still laughing about it. Now our next post is from somebody I haven't featured a post from before, Donna Fletcher. Thank you so very much, Donna. I'm going to bring up her post right away here so we can get laughing. I have wondered this before. I really have, before I ever saw this meme here. But it's true. Oh, alligator tastes like chicken. This tastes like chicken. This weird fish you never heard of tastes like chicken. Rabbit tastes like chicken. Well, they don't taste like chicken. They're just mild, of course. But why don't eggs taste like chicken, my friends? It's a mystery. Donna, thank you very much for sharing that. Thanks for being a member of the group, Donna. Thank you to everybody for everything you share. Folks, it's what makes us amazing. And we are amazing. We're amazing because you're amazing. Let's say amazing a few more times. Amazing, amazing, amazing. But seriously, folks, thank you for everything you share. That's the funny. That's what people come here for. They come here for that funny stuff, and you folks provide it. I'd love to see you provide even more. Make us busy. Make me work really hard every morning when I get up, clearing out a queue of 200 posts or more. But as it is, I'm loving it. I'm loving what you're posting, folks. I just would like to see more. And that's not on you. That's on me. I'm just getting greedy. Wow. I wonder where we are right now. Let's see what's going on. Well, I told you what time it was when I started this video. That, of course, is Mountain Standard Time. -6 GMT. Then I told you what the date was on this side of the world, the western side of the world. For us, that's the 2nd of April. But for those weirdos on the other side of the world, those time travelers, it's the 3rd for them already. Hello, Melbourne. You're not weirdos. I'm just talking crap. And okay, so we got to there. And then after that, I asked about your days. I told you about my days. I told you about oh my gosh, the trouble I had getting yesterday's video out. And then I told you about today's day, which is going to be, well, nothing. I got nothing planned. This video is very important, so that's part of my plan. And then let's take a look. Then we talked about Rose Glad's Day the other day, and how the puppy training is going well with the new dog. And I mentioned those socks that she had posted a couple days before that, and oh my gosh, they just look amazing. They really do. Then I'm pretty sure we talked about Michelle Finnerty's walk, one of her many walks, and just amazing walk. Thank you for sharing those photos, Michelle. Talked about Melissa Carnahan and how she was just exhausted from a morning and afternoon with the boss, Parker, her grandson. And I appreciate you sharing that, Melissa. And I really hope you got a chance to rest up. Probably going to be back at it real soon with Parker. And it sounds like you love him. He's your grandson, of course. And I bet you love that time, despite it being exhausting. And let's see. So then we talked about that. Then we featured a couple posts. We featured a post from my buddy Corey. And then we featured a post from Donna Fletcher. Thank you very much, Donna. Thank you very much, Corey. Thank you to everybody for all your amazing posts. And then we found ourselves right here. And from right here, there's only one place I can go. And that's, you know what it is. It's nothing but the bad jokes. Every day after I wake up, the first thing I do is make my bed. I'm returning this piece of junk back to IKEA tomorrow. I don't want to party like it's 1999. I want to shop like it's 1999. Every morning I take a cow for a walk through the vineyard. Yes, I heard it through the grapevine. My fortune cookie doesn't have anything inside of it. How unfortunate. I took my own spoon to cooking class last night. It caused quite the stir. I gave a presentation on wind power yesterday. It was a breeze. What's the opposite of irony? Wrinkly. In university, I passed all my courses except for the one on Greek mythology. It was always my Achilles elbow. What do you call someone who takes care of owls? A hootenanny. Why are penguin shops always so busy? Because the fish fillet. Hey, thanks for watching those bad jokes. Thanks for coming back for those bad jokes. And thank you for providing me with bad jokes, people of Earth. I mean, fellow humans. and I gotta I thank him every day, and I'm not getting tired of thanking him because I am very thankful. David Knapp, my joke machine, I tell you, he is a machine when it comes to sending in jokes, and I absolutely love it. I used a couple of David's jokes yesterday. I used a few jokes from Dad Jokes, this book here. I showed it off a few times. I'm going to keep showing it off because it's a great book. I had a joke sent in from my beautiful, wonderful wife, Wendy, of course. Folks, we get jokes. I want to tell your jokes. So how do you get your jokes to me? It's easy. Just send your jokes to jokes@wellithoughitwasfunny.com. That's on the screen right here. You can't click it, but you can look at it, and you can type that into your email app or your Gmail or whatever it might be that you use, and send me those jokes, my friends. I really want to tell your jokes. I do, but I can't tell them if I don't know about them. So let me know. Email me there. And I keep my eyes out for jokes every day in that email box. So I'm looking forward to telling yours. Oh, and if I tell your joke, I'm not going to steal it. I will give you credit. I don't steal jokes, my friend, because I know what it's like to have a good joke stolen. So you'll get credit for any joke that I tell that's yours. Real quick, I ask this every day. I'm going to try to make it as quick as possible, but I think it's kind of important. Do me 2 favors today if you're going to do me anything at all. That sounds stupid. But seriously, I'd like you to do me 2 favors. First one, if you get a chance, when you're peopling today, if you're interacting with a human, if you get a chance and it's appropriate, please try to make them laugh. You're going to make their day much better. You will. Even if their day is great, it's going to be better because they're laughing. If their day is bad, it's going to be better because they're laughing. Because laughing elevates us, folks, and you make people's day by making them laugh. And you can do it. Second favor, just as important as the first one, I hope you find something that makes you laugh, because you're as important as anyone else out there, and you already make people laugh with what you share in this group. It's only fair that something makes you laugh too. And if you find something out there that makes you laugh particularly hard, or takes you out of the doldrums and makes your day better, I want you to share it in the group, and I want you to tag me in that share saying, Lee, this is, just tag my name. You can say whatever you want, but say, Lee, this is what made me laugh today, in your own words, of course. And maybe we'll talk about it in the group here, because, that would definitely make me feel good, and you've done me that favor, my friends. All right, folks, you know what? I always talk about this, and I'm so sorry. We have a store. We have a great store. We got some great products in that store. I got a great coffee cup. Look at that. I got these hoodies, these amazing hoodies. You know what? Don't take my word for it. I want to show you my line of shirts and hoodies. Look at that right there, my friends. We've got that 3/4 sleeve rock shirt down there. I call it the rock shirt because those are the style of shirts you would get at concerts, at least back in the 80s and 90s. And I love that style of shirt. I absolutely do love that style of shirt. And then, of course, we've got, you just got to take a look right there. We got the regular t-shirt, really good quality. Fits great, lots of different sizes. And then, of course, we've got our hoodies. I'm wearing one right now. I just mentioned the hoodie. It feels like a hug. It is so soft. And the print quality on these are really good quality. I've washed both my shirts and my my hoodie, this hoodie, a whole bunch of times. It looks as good as the day it did when it showed up in the mail, my friends. Really good quality. I really stand behind our products in our store. So, hope you check it out. You know what else we have? And I like to talk about this every day. I mention it every day because I have the greatest photo here. I have a tote bag, and Rose Glad is showing off that tote bag right there. Rose Glad said that tote bag is not only great for hauling your groceries, great for hauling books, but as you can see in the photo, it is fantastic for carting around your rubber chickens. And if you know anything about comedy, you know that rubber chickens have a long-standing tie-in with slapstick comedy, my friends, and I absolutely love it. And those rubber chickens especially, because they're really noisy. Actually, they go, that's my impression of those rubber chickens when you squeeze them. Horrible, but I think it's funny, so I'm keeping that in the video. Thank you, Rose. Thank you very much. Folks, check out that store. We've got products for you. I think you're gonna look great in them. If you buy one of our shirts or our hoodie or our coffee cup, or we have a phone case, you got that phone case or that bag, I want to see you in it. I want to see a photo of you holding your coffee cup or showing off that hoodie or that shirt. You know why? Because you already look great. You're gonna even look better in these beautiful designs, my friends. And any purchase helps us more than you could even imagine, my friend.
I've seen the style before. Terminal psychotic.
Get your shirts, hoodies, and cups at store.wellithoughtitwas.com now. All right, folks, you know one other thing? We have a donation page. Yes, we do. It's kind of weird, Facebook with a donation page, but you know what's also weird? The amount of time I spend curating this group. And I spend a lot of time curating the group because I want to keep that quality up. I want to keep those scammers out. I want to keep the hackers out. I want to keep the political posts and the religious posts out. I want it just to be all about funny, my friends. And that does take work, especially with a public group, because it is a public group. Anybody can join, anybody can post, but those posts have to be vetted through myself and the other admins and mods. It takes a lot of work. If you want to help us out, there's that QR code right there. There's that URL written on the screen, but we have a clickable link up in our notes, and that will take you to a PayPal page where you are requested to donate $2, $3, or $5. Those are Canadian dollars too. Why do I stress that? Because if you're in the States, that's a lot less than $2, $3, or $5, because currently our dollar is only about 70 cents next to your dollar. So it's a great time to make a difference here, folks. If you want to donate a little bit, that little bit's going to go a lot farther than you think. And I want you to know, 50% of all donations go to the Calgary Humane Society, my friends. Thank you for listening to those two spiels, folks. I don't like doing them, but they become more important all the time. Actually, I do like doing the store one, because the store one, I love our products, absolutely love them. But anything you want to contribute is going to help us, my friends. Thank you so very much for that. But you know what time it is? It is time to wrap up this video, my friends. A little bit shorter than yesterday, because yesterday's was ridiculously long. And we're going to be adding more features to these videos. I just want the features to make sense. But I want you to know I'm so happy that you watch them. I really am. I'm just happy that you're members of our group too. And I think you should know, if you made it to this part of the video, we've got some big news coming. Some big news in the next couple days I'm going to reveal. A couple people know about it already. But this is something very important to me, and I'm looking forward to revealing that. And so stay tuned, my friends, for some big news. And let's stop talking about that big news that's going to be happening in a couple days. Let's start talking about something that happens right now. You know what's happening right now? You're being awesome. That's what you're just existing. You're being awesome, and you've made this group just incredible. You really have. Your shares, your comments, just everything that you've added to the group, folks, have made it amazing. Said it at the beginning of the video, I'm going to say it right now. We've got over 1,200 people in this group, and it's a great group. And at 1,200 people, that's a great size for a nice little village. So let's call it what it is, the funniest village on the internet, population you and I, friends. Funny people in a funny place making people laugh. I know I said it already, but I like the way it sounds, because it's kind of true. We do have this community that we've created, a beautiful little community. It's not little. 1,200 is a lot of people. I mean, if I had 1,200 people in my house, I wouldn't have room for meat in my house, and I'd be very upset. But in this village that we've got here, we've got so much room. We've got room for a lot more people. I would love if you could bring some people along, maybe suggest the group to folks you know. It's tough, though, to promote a Facebook group. I totally get that. And I think you folks have done an amazing job as it is, because the people watching this video are the people that have probably added the most people to the group. Anyways, most of you folks watching the video were members of the other group that we had before it got stolen, and you're really dedicated members. And I know you brought over your posts from the other group, and you brought over your friends from the other group, as many people as you could. So that's really appreciated, and it's just makes me feel great to have such a core group of folks that are dedicated, that actually believe in the group, and that makes me feel good. And you know what also makes me feel good? How much I laugh now from having this group. I laugh every day, and I always was somebody who laughed easily anyways, but I laugh even more, and that's made me a better person. Just like I said, if you make people laugh, you make their day better. You folks make my day better every day by making me laugh more than I ever have laughed before. So thank you for that. Thank you so very much. But folks, I am babbling, right? Once again, we're turned into a positive affirmation video. Hey, there's worse things that it could turn into, of course, because I just, you folks should know that you're amazing. You really are. But what I should do is wrap up the video. I really should. So I am going to wrap up the video, my friends. I'm so glad that you're here today. I'm going to be here again tomorrow. I hope you're going to be here. Maybe we'll have a few new friends with us. But you know what? If we don't, we've got some amazing folks here right now, right? Aren't we awesome? We are. Folks, see you again tomorrow. All the love.
Well, I thought it was funny.
Well, I think it was funny.
Well, I thought 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 it was funny.